We are back. Lo, you still got that same look on your face. You still.
I was looking down at my phone so I can retweet it.
Oh, like that. She is. While people are filing in, I want to ask y'all something real quick. We got a lot of shit to get out the way, but something I did want to ask y'all. So I listened to a podcast and they was having talking about best players for a franchise per franchise in the NBA. And since people are following them, I'm gonna ask y'all this same damn question real quick with WNBA teams. Let's go file on the list. Like the best player in a franchise. Ain't talking about right now, nothing like that. So I'm gonna start with the Atlanta Dream.
I wasn't paying attention. What was the question? Who's the best player?
Damn, she wasn't paying attention.
I'm trying to retweet the thing. You said who's the best player in their franchise history?
Yes.
Angel McCoughtry.
Oh, I like that. What you got, Nick? I like that one too. How about the Chicago Sky? She gonna do it. She gonna do it. She's gonna do it, isn't she?
No, I'm not gonna say Candace. I'm not saying Candace.
Well, I was gonna say it might be a two-way tie between Candace and Elena.
I was gonna actually say EDD, but she didn't bring the ring, but you could go Big Sil too.
You could. How about Connecticut?
Hang on, real quick. Where's Car ranked?
She won Finals MVP.
So top 3, 4.
Gotta be right.
Yeah, you gotta be.
We also gotta talk about Cappie Pondexter. She played for Chicago too. Forgot about that.
Oh shit!
She had a stint in Chicago as well.
She did. Look at y'all bringing shit to it. Let me run through this shit fast. The Fever. No, I said the Sun.
Right.
I didn't think about these.
The first one that pops out to me is Alyssa Thomas, but I know I'm probably missing somebody.
Alyssa Thomas, Todd Williams, Franklin.
Yeah.
Look at y'all.
I don't know where Lindsay Whalen's ranked, but she played there for a little minute, didn't she?
Yeah. She played.
The Fever. I think I missed somebody on the Connecticut.
Tamika Catchings. Yeah, easily.
That's easy. Yeah.
How about the Liberty?
Oh, I forgot about Tina Charles. Good one, Lamar.
Oh, that is a good one, Lamar. Yeah,
Tina Charles is good.
How about the Liberty?
Who? The Liberty?
Yeah.
Just off the shot alone, you got to give Spoon some.
I was thinking Spoon
love
too.
For sure.
Yeah, some love.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who else?
I know some weirdos out there gonna be like, Stewie. I can't give it to her. Even though she won, I can't give it to her.
She bought them their first ring, so
he did. Damn, that make her the best player. Damn, maybe so. How about like I said, I ain't gonna hold too long on this shit. The Mystics.
EDD.
Shamika Holtzclaw and EDD.
Oh, Sheffield, yeah, damn. How about the Dallas Wings? But you can probably use everything they move from.
There was.
What you say? It was Tulsa at first. Use anybody.
Yeah. Hold on, wasn't Detroit too? Aren't they all? Is Detroit?
It was Detroit first, then Tulsa, then Dallas.
Damn, oh shit.
I'm going.
Deanna Nolan.
Yep, I'm going Deanna Nolan. Yeah.
Let's see. Who we got next? Oh, the Aces.
2022.
Yeah, come on now.
That's it.
You gotta say her name.
Hit me with this popcorn. The Sparks.
Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker.
Mm-hmm. How about the Minnesota link?
Their whole starting five for those championship teams, to be honest.
Yeah, that team hard as hell. Seattle. How about Seattle?
Sue and Stewie.
No, Lauren Jackson.
Lauren Jackson too.
What up, Tom?
What's up, Tom?
I want to stick around.
Did I say Phee?
Tom, replay this after you get off of work because Nick got something special for your girl.
Man, something special. But and I just know what I thought about doing the playback, man. I didn't give y'all no start bench cut. I got y'all tomorrow. Don't worry, don't trip, man. It was a long, weird Tuesday. Don't trip though. But man, welcome everybody filing into episode 27. The crew is back. We got a nice show ahead of us. Nick has some shit to get off his chest. It's been a long week. If y'all been on our social media, man, especially, it's been a long week, man. People just be lying, making up shit. You don't know nothing. Before Nick gets started, I'm just gonna say, man, all my opinions is just my opinions, man. This ain't for nobody else. My thoughts and opinions are for me only. It ain't coming from nobody else. So, Nick, I'll let you have the floor, Nicholas. Do your thing.
All right, let me put my popcorn down. We ain't wasting no time, Wally. Go ahead and pull up the first tweet. All right, so
hold on, wait. We haven't seen these yet, so this is.
We have not seen this stuff, y'all. We are just like y'all. We are here as spectators.
Y'all sit back, relax. You know, I'm gonna take care of everything. So, everybody that's watching, if y'all are on WNBA Twitter, y'all have seen this page before. Y'all may have blocked it, y'all may have muted it, but y'all have seen this page before, and y'all know that this is probably one of the worst pages in women's basketball Twitter. Taylor, you are a pathetic piece of shit. I'm gonna just call it what it is. All you do, you're not known for nothing. You're irrelevant as shit. All you do is stir up the pot on social media. That's literally all you do. First, you want to talk shit on our name. You want to say that Lowe has been tweeting at you all week or sneak diss you all week. I'm gonna tell you something. Lowe don't give two shits about you.
And don't
called her as Olivia.
Right,
yeah,
Olivia.
Who Olivia was talking about?
Olivia, come on, man. But Lowe would not lose sleep because of you. Only two things I know Lowe would probably lose sleep over is us because we do the show late and because of Dennis the Menace. Besides that, you're not living in her head rent free. First and foremost. Then you try to get at Wiley, call Wiley a clown. Wiley ain't got nothing to do with this. So you can stop taking your frustrations out on him. And on top of that, you try to come at me and Jay saying that we're trying to impress a certain media group.
Hold on. Before we go further. First of all, I was blocked because I don't deal with stupid shit. I was blocked, and then you start lying on my name, and I can't even respond to you. That's another thing I don't like that. But go ahead, Nicholas.
It's all good, Jay. But let me tell you something about me. I don't need no validation from nobody in this space. I let my work speak for itself. Like, let me ask you something, Taylor. Because me, Lowe, and Jay, we do a lot of work even outside of this show. We go out and cover games. Lowe does Maryland. I do Florida State. Jay will go to Notre Dame, Indiana, Wisconsin. We go to cover games. When's the last time you went to go cover a game? When's the last time you went to go do an interview with a player or a coach? You don't have that because you're not a real media person. First and foremost, check my resume. There's no cap in my rap. I've been featured on Sports Illustrated. I've been featured on Fansided.
Come on now.
I've been featured on Clutch Points, and that's only just a small list.
Talking shit.
No cap in my rap whatsoever. Like I said, I let my work speak for itself. You can't name that. You can't do that whatsoever because nobody takes you serious. Like I said, you're only relevant because you like to stir the pot on social media. First, we can start. Wally, pull up the Lauren Best tweet. We can start there. Or Lauren Best mom's tweet, excuse me. Shout out to Mama Betts. We love you. We appreciate everything that you've done. Especially, I actually just found out she was a volleyball legend. Shout out to her.
Mm-hmm.
So Mama Betts after the game, after the UCLA USC game, expressing herself just like anybody else on social media. Here come this clown, literally tagging Lauren Best in the tweet like Lauren Best is going to listen to you. first and foremost. And also, Mama Betts has a right to do anything. Mama Betts is a mom. She gonna express her frustration. I mean, you're a mom too, Taylor. I mean, it's in your bio at least. And I would assume you're a good mother. Maybe you're not. I don't know.
Now,
But
why
you
would you
are.
assume that?
Hmm.
Now, why would you assume that? Look at that face. Come on now, bro. Stop
Oh
it.
my God.
But yeah, I mean that's just one thing. Pull up the other tweet, Wiley, for Andrea Carter. We can go all day. So you try to come at Andrea Carter just because she had her own opinion on TV, and now here you are complaining and whining about something that she said. And I'll be real, I'm actually even surprised Andrea even gave you the time of the day, because Andrea could have just easily like let this alone. But she decided to respond to you, and not only respond to you, but cook you at the same time. That's one thing there. And then even on top of that, I've seen you try to go out on Ari Chambers and then even other media people in this W space.
Real quick, Nick. And what do all those women have in common?
Black.
Continue.
And I'm about to get to that. And on top of that, we see you trying to talk down on Asia Wilson. So okay, so real quick backstory. So last year I did a pod with her, and I know y'all probably like, Nick, what the fuck? Like, why would you do a podcast with her? So last year I didn't know Taylor whatsoever. And I saw, she was shouting me out, she was giving me love and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. She's like, yo, Nick, you're really one of the best content creators out here. This isn't it. I'm like, no, I appreciate that. Then she hit me in the DMs. Then she hit me in the DMs, and she's like, hey, can I get you on the podcast? And I was like, at the time, I was like, well, I'm busy. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do it. We can schedule another time. She's like, all right, cool. Then she keep hitting me up every week, like, hey, can you come on? Hey, can you come on? Week after week after week. And if she want to deny this,
she was begging.
Pretty much begging. And if she want to deny this, I got the screenshots ready. So just let me know what we doing.
This man said I got this shit from a year ago. Goddamn it.
He said, is it Uchi Wally or is it one Mike?
Exactly. What we doing here? But also, so I decided, I was like, you know what? Taylor seems pretty cool. Like I said, I ain't know her at the time. I ain't see none of the crazy shit that she was doing. I ain't know her. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll hop on the pod, talk some WNBA, this and that. But back to the Asia thing. So we see her constantly trying to tear down Asia Wilson on the timeline. But you know what's so funny? When I was on her pod and I made that guest appearance, it was a totally different energy. Wiley, pull up the clips for the
wonderful Asia Wilson. They have a large possibility to
start over, Wiley. Start
this
over.
year.
Start
over, Wiley.
Bringing some positivity to the wonderful Asia Wilson. They have a large possibility to three-peat this year.
Pull up the next video, Wiley.
I'm going to bring up just a moment ago, Asia Wilson. She has been a huge part of that conversation in the growth of women's hoops and is, for lack of a better term, kind of getting snubbed by one of her biggest endorsers. So what are your thoughts on opportunities like a signature shoe and a player like Asia Wilson? And what is your perspective on that situation?
Okay.
Hey, y'all, hold on. Don't play before you play that, Wiley. Before you play that, I've never seen this. I've never seen these.
I told you, Jay. I told you. I'm ready.
You said you got us. You said you got us.
Keep going.
Go ahead, Wiley.
I heard 6-7 year career. I want to say, I definitely believe that she's deserving of that. So if I'm Asia, I'm definitely having those conversations with Nike. Say, hey, what's going on? And if they're not looking to really build off of that, if I were her, I would be looking to go elsewhere, honestly, because I think Asia's just way too valuable to not give her signature shoe.
I feel the same exact way. That's what I said. I think you have to explore the conversation of, is it time to go somewhere else or are we going to do this now? Because my perspective on it was, it's not like you can't do both if you're Nike. Yeah, sure, give Caitlin her shoe, but give Asia hers too. You should have been done it like 2 years ago. So it's one of those things that, it's way overdue. I totally agree with your point. You basically said what I said a couple weeks.
So y'all heard that, right? The first clip, the wonderful Asia Wilson. Give Asia Wilson her shoe. And then pull up the next tweet. Wiley.
Nick ain't playing, bro.
What we doing here? So you want to act a certain way when I'm on your show, and I'll be real. I ain't give two shits to be on that show. You saw I didn't even have a mic. My audio was all fucked up on that
It
show.
was, yo.
That's how much I ain't
The
give a fuck.
camera
That's how much
was
I ain't
looking
give a
under you.
shit. I just pulled up the laptop. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna do it real quick. But y'all see,
I'ma
see
help
what's
her
going on.
I'm gonna help her get 5 views instead of 3.
Nah,
Oh my
facts.
god.
But nah, like you see it, and then I got. Ain't there another tweet, Wally? Pull the next one. Asia fans will stop hating on Saab. Come on, man. Don't be two-faced. Don't be fake, man. Oh yeah, and on top of that, you literally tried to degrade Asia's character by bringing up a tweet from 2012
When she was 15 years old.
15 years old. 15.
Oh man.
You all made mistakes as a teenager. I know for a fact you have. You grown as shit, and you still act like you about 15. I ain't gonna lie. You in your 30s, my nigga. Come on, man. Call it what it is.
Oh,
hang on, Wally. Hang on, Wally. Skip that real quick.
Yo, he was really he was low.
What is happening, dog?
Hey, Nick said you would not come for Wally J or Low. Period. I'm not fucking with you.
But
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this, man. Like, you can try to, like, I'm gonna show you how the universe works right here. So myself, Jay, and Low, we were already established in the space before we even got together. Jay doing photography, Low started with 9450. Me, I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff, and then you see us come together and create greatness. Top 75 pod. We were 27 episodes in. This is how the universe works. This is how God works. When you do good shit will come back to you. Same thing with Asia Wilson. You could do whatever it is to tear down her name or make it look like she's something that she's not. But guess what? You can't stop motion. Two-time champion, 3-time MVP, face of the league, best player on this goddamn planet. Stop playing with her, bro. But one thing about me, I don't go against the family. So you can talk shit about me all day if you want to. It really don't bother me. But when you start coming at Jay, Low, Wally, or even our loyal audience, when you start coming at them, I gotta stand 10 toes down. So I hope we don't have to do this again, honestly, because this is really the PG-13 version of what I got. And if you want to make it worse, we can make it worse. But let's talk some basketball, y'all. Let's go ahead.
And I'm gonna just end with this because I don't give irrelevant people my time. But I'm gonna just end with this. I'm outside at all times. Like, I'm outside. Like, I'm not going back and forth on the computer. So if you really want to see me, you can see me. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really outside. Like, I'm at every event. You can find me there. So if you're only going to talk shit on a keyboard, you can save it and tweet it to your 200, 300, how many ever followers you had. I didn't even know she was talking about me, to be honest, until people start screenshotting the shit. Never followed her. Didn't even know she had a podcast. Didn't know she was doing shit other than hating, bro. Like, the fact that I only know her for being racist and hating is a problem. So I look better than you. I make more money than you. I'm just better than you at life. So until you are on an equal level, don't fucking talk to me again. Okay? Don't tweet at me. Don't fucking talk to me again, because we're not the same, Speedy. We're just not. And if you want to pull receipts, we can do so. We can do so. So that's all I'm gonna say. We can pull receipts. Show me your annual salary, sis. Thank you. Next. Y'all ready to talk about some basketball, bro? I don't got time.
Yeah, real quick. And this goes to anybody in this W space, because I'll be real. This device right here, my screen fucked up. I ain't gonna cap, but it's got a lot of receipts. So I've been quiet for a minute because I be seeing people, especially on the timeline, do whatever. But I know it'll be going down behind the scenes. I may not be in a lot of these group chats, but I know it'll be going down. Let me know what games y'all want to play.
Yeah. And I just want to throw this last thing out there. Shout out to the committee, like, just for being in the hoop space anyway. Like, somehow they caught random strays. Like, so I just want to shout out to them. But let's talk about some hoops, bro. Let's talk about some hoops.
Let's go.
Let's get that out the way. Hey, man, listen. Nick don't play about us, man. Don't block me and start adding me. I can't even defend myself. It's all right. I got people that want to do it for me. Thank you. What we gonna start, man? Let's start with you. Let's start with this Uconn and so, hey, hold on, Nick. That was awesome. It was awesome because I ain't seen none of this shit.
I know me neither.
We ain't talking about
I
this.
told
None of
y'all
this.
be ready for Tuesday.
Oh my god.
Take time to play.
Let's start with this. Who you guys have won? Man, damn.
Damn, baby, the season ain't even started.
Give us some time, man. Give us a little bit.
Still February, brother.
Yeah, give us a little bit.
Get back to us maybe like June, July-ish. I don't know. Get back to us.
Yeah, you gotta have a winner for the pre-show, man. You gotta have a winner by May.
They show what you mean. We be seeing you defend Beyonce and Asia.
Yeah, she was in Twitter. She was in Twitter jail.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Twitter jail. That's why she didn't see that shit. Let's get into this Uconn, South Carolina, man. Uconn beat the shit out of South Carolina on Sunday. If y'all was in our playback with us, it was, I mean, everybody was shocked. Uconn won 87-58. It was pretty much over at halftime. It was pretty much for sure in the middle of the third quarter was over. Nick, I watched it with Low, but give me your thoughts on this game, man. What you think? And I've been seeing like wild stuff going on. Like I know we knew Twitter was gonna be crazy as hell, but not like this. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they've been saying. But go ahead, Nick.
I went back and watched this game late last night, and I'll say this, man. Like my biggest takeaway from this game was South Carolina ain't won it as bad. I got to give credit to UConn. UConn, this is by far their best game this year, and this is the energy that I want to see from them. Like it was literally everything. It was the offense, the shooting, the off-ball movement, finding opportunities inside, but then also defensively. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get the 50-50 balls, being able to contest on shots. South Carolina wanted this bad, and you saw it from the beginning of the game. Honestly, like one of the things that stood out to me, honestly, was the offensive rebounding. Like UConn was all over the glass, whether it was Sarah Strong or Paige Beckers or whoever. Like they were just dominating on every level of the floor, honestly. And you got to give them credit. South Carolina, they just weren't ready. And I think that this is.
I can't hear you.
Your mic left.
Your mic left. Where'd it go?
You muted yourself. Nicholas, where'd you go?
I think he's stuck. All right, I'll take over until he comes back.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah, I think he got kicked out. But is he back?
Yeah, he back.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
How it sound?
That's better.
You good, bro?
Okay. All right. Basically, what I was gonna say is, damn, I forgot where I was at. Shit. Give credit to UConn in this matchup. Like I say, they were just all over the place. South Carolina per se, I think this was definitely a humbling experience, and I know that I've said that over the past couple of games, especially when they lost to UCLA, when they lost to Texas last Sunday. But this one right here, especially getting whooped on your home floor like that, like this gotta be a humbling experience. I think that they've been coasting, and I think now, especially with where they're positioned now, like I think they're like ranked 6th or 7th right now in the AP poll. So I think now, in a way, they're kind of underdogs when it comes to like a lot of the top teams, and they haven't been in that position in a long time, honestly. So now they're pretty much having to build themselves back up, and I'm really excited to see where they go from there. But honestly, it's kind of bad to get a loss like this in February, though. I will say that, especially considering now that South Carolina's lost 2 of the last 3 games. I'm really interested to see where they go from here. I mean, I know that they play Arkansas later this week. I'm sure that they'll get that win, but you got to give credit to the SEC, man. They ain't come to play, honestly. I mean, not even just the SEC, but just overall, a lot of these teams giving South Carolina the best effort, honestly. So I'm really interested to see where they go from here. But as far as for UConn, when I look at this team and how they played this past Sunday, this is a team that could convince me that they can get deep in the tournament, whether it's Sweet 16, Elite 8. Like if they play with this type of energy, they could definitely go far in the tournament. Also, shout out to AZ Foot as well. AZ Foot had one hell of a game, honestly. Probably her best game, if you ask me.
She did. She definitely did.
Hooping for sure. If Sister wants to hoop like that, the Mystics had the 4th pick. Just throwing that out there. And I've been tough on AZ Fudd in regards to just her trusting her body and believing in her rehab and that the knee is going to hold up. And I think you just saw her being comfortable at South Carolina. 28 points, 4 boards. If anyone told me last week that Paige would only have 12 points and South Carolina would lose by 29 points, I wouldn't believe it. But that's literally what happened. Like, that's literally what happened. And I think the difference being from tip-off, UConn was just locked in. Like, Colonial Life is a difficult arena to play in because the fans are energetic. It's typically sold out. But UConn walked in there and snatched their fucking chains. Like, they put belts on us the entire game. Like, in the second quarter, I think the Gamecocks scored 9 total points. That's unheard of. Like, they defended well, they rebounded well, they shot the ball well. They shot 43% from the field, 46% from deep, and 92% from the free throw line. I mean, they really made very, very few mistakes, and you kind of have to play an almost perfect game to beat, you know, South Carolina, and that's what they did. Ended in a 77-game home win streak. Like, the last time they lost at home was in 2020, which is nuts.
Insane.
So I think, does this make me up in arms about South Carolina with them losing 2 back-to-back? Losing 2. Not really. Like Nick said, it is a terrible game to lose in February, but I think that it exposed them. I think we already knew that they were thin in the post. That was said to be true again. But also, I think it exposed them for their identity. What's their identity? Who is their leader? You know what I'm saying? Like, when the other team is going on a run, who is the leader that's bringing them together and saying, no, we need to do this, we need to do that. Like, I'm going to go out and get a bucket. Like, who is that? I don't see it. Pow was over there snickering and y'all was down 30. What the fuck is funny?
Man, they missed Ashland.
30 ain't nothing funny. Like, what are we doing? And
I didn't see that.
Like, at the end of the game, she was still, it was like smile. Like, it was too much of a smile for me and snickering. Like, I'm good on that. Like, I'm good on that. Like, I don't like to see that. Like, that shit is irritating to me, to be honest. But again, so like I said, no emotional leader. When Aaliyah Boston was there, you could see that when the game got out of hand, sometimes she would bring all the girls together and get them, you know, back to a level where they're not trying to get all their buckets back in one play. You know, you got to get a bucket back at a time and go get a stop. And the game just got so far away from them. They honestly lost it in the first half. They just didn't seem locked in. Like Nick said, they didn't get the 50-50 balls. They couldn't score the ball because of UConn's defense. So credit to UConn's defense as well. Like, I'm not going to just sit here and say that South Carolina played bad. Yes, they did play bad, but UConn had a hand in them playing bad. They made them force shots. They made them rush shots. They didn't rebound well. They didn't go after the 50-50 balls well. Like, they just literally did not come to hoop. And it's very disappointing because the whole world was watching. Everyone wanted this game. Everyone wanted this game to be a close game, you know, a competitive game to the end. And it was literally belt to ass from the entire end. So, I mean, from the entire start to finish. So, huge shout out to UConn because they really did their big one. I think this gives them more so than anything confidence moving forward as they head towards the tournament. You know, beating a top 10 team. I think this was the first time they beat a top 10 team this year. So that's great as you head into the Big East tournament, which they probably will win because the Big East is soft, respectfully. And then, you know, heading into the overall March Madness NCAA tournament. So huge win for them. Again, shout out to the freshman, Sarah Strong. She's just it. Like, I don't have anything else to say, but she's the real deal. She is a 3-level scorer. And she will leave college basketball with at least one National Player of the Year award. Like, she just has, like, she can play inside, she's patient, and play the guard role, and she's so poised at just 18 years old. Like, she has like traces of like JuJu's poiseness, like, or her ability to be poised last year. Remember how everyone kept saying that, like, you know, JuJu doesn't get too high, she doesn't get too low. Like, I see the same thing as Sarah. Like, she just even killed the entire time. And at times looks like the best player on the floor if we keeping it a buck. Absolutely. She does. Shout out to her. Paige also had a decent game. She had a near triple-double, 12 points, 12 assists, and 7 boards. Just an all-around good game from UConn. I mean, players were stepping up that usually don't hit shots. I mean, when you have people stepping up and when you have
on the road at that.
on the road, right, in a hostile environment. You know what I'm saying?
You don't see that often from road players.
Honestly, the only person I'm giving credit to on South Carolina is Joyce. Outside of that, everybody else, I'm just disappointed. Y'all ain't show up. So sorry.
And like I think somebody else said in the chat real quick, rebounding was 48-29 UConn advantage. That's nasty work.
It is. And also just real quick, honestly, y'all know how much I love Raven and everything, but I gotta admit she was terrible on defense. Getting cooked.
She was getting cooked.
Getting beat off back doors, not contesting shots. I expect better out of Raven, honestly. Y'all know how much I love Raven. And Mama Johnson, if you are watching, don't be coming at me. I'm just critiquing, but gotta give it, man. I mean, she definitely did not have a good showing in that matchup. I just had to say that.
Yo, her mom be on the internet going after people, or you just putting it out there like don't come out? Oh shit, for real?
She usually cool though. She usually cool until people
until
people do too much.
Yeah. I can only imagine being a parent of a star college athlete, student athlete nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all talking about y'all better hope my baby ain't good because y'all talk to the way y'all talk. Well, the way that girl talked to Lauren Bett's mom.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
And I don't know if it's a cultural thing. Like we just have respect for people that are older than us and people's parents. You know, I really don't know if it's a cultural thing, but like I would literally never. Somebody's mom? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that shit was off the chain for that. For what she said. Also, so after this loss, you know, people start talking about Dawn. You know how that shit go. But do y'all put any of this loss on Dawn?
Not at all. I mean, she can't force that team to go out there and compete. They got to do it themselves.
Correct.
All she could do is just lay the blueprint for them, prepare them for this matchup, which we always know that she does. They just didn't show up. They didn't bring the energy, honestly. I think they got way too comfortable. And I think, like I said, this is a humbling experience because South Carolina's been the #1 team for many years now. So they're comfortable just coming in, dominating, you know, I mean, and even this year, I'm honestly, I mean, even though like they had that nice little stretch between the UCLA loss and then the Texas loss, but for most part, they've been coasting. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not really being locked in the way that they need to. So, like I said, like that's why I'm hoping this is a humbling experience because it was one thing to lose to UCLA, it was one thing to lose to Texas, but to get beat down in your home court like this, like that's embarrassing, honestly. Like, because they haven't, it's like they haven't lost a home game in almost 5 years, or just about 5 years. So the fact that y'all just lost a home game and it was by damn near 30, like y'all got to bounce back, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. I don't think you put this on Dawn. I think she can't get out there and play for them. I mean, what you know what I'm saying? Like, what do people want her to do? Like, if your team is not exhibiting effort, I mean, what else can you do? Like, you try to, you know, light a fire under them, but outside of that, it's no X's and O's that you can draw up for effort. You know what I'm saying? So that's on them. They're gonna have to take that on the chin. I mean, people can say, hey, she needs to change the lineup, but let's not forget that they won a gauntlet of like 5 games, you know, against ranked opponents back to back to back with that
whooping their ass by 30 plus.
The lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the effort. Like they came out cute. Yeah,
they did.
They probably thought Uconn wasn't really that big of a deal and that they could just beat them. And then who got the last laugh? You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame any of it on Dawn at all, actually. And I saw people saying that Vic Schaefer was a better coach than Dawn.
Yeah, I was saying that shit.
Like, okay?
That's how all the bullshit started.
Yeah, like, are y'all okay?
That's
like, isn't the record like 13-2 or something like that? Like, I think the record is like 13-2 when they face off. Like, y'all just clapping, bro. Like, I swear. And I've been doing a lot better at not engaging. But y'all just say some of the dumbest shit, and it's almost like I believe it. I know y'all believe it because y'all just not too bright. But yeah, so
no, they definitely believe it.
Also, just real quick, you know, like UConn fans, you know, celebrate this win. You know what I'm saying? Like they won this game fair and square. You know, it was definitely their day. But also, understand this: since 2020, South Carolina has won 5 of the last 7 matchups against UConn. And even we can date back to April of 2022. I'm sure UConn fans, they don't want to hear about that, but that was when the national championship went down, and they beat y'all ass then too. So just about in at least four or five of those matchups that South Carolina won, they won by double digits. So, like I said, this was a great win for UConn. Definitely give them credit. But let's stop acting like y'all's team's been beaten down on South Carolina for the last couple years now. Like, y'all can bring up 2017 or 18 or whatever them years. Don't matter. Between, at least in this decade, the 2020s, South Carolina has been beating that ass almost every matchup.
They have. And also, that is still not the best backcourt in America.
Not
Who
at
said
all.
that?
That best.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
So what? What? So
I
what?
forgot. I'm the one who retweeted it.
What?
That Tom said that they were the best backcourt. I was like, who said that? But I
Oh,
forgot that Tom tweeted it.
yeah, and I've seen other people say that. No, the best backcourt resides in South Bend right now. Just we don't want to do that yet. We don't want to do that yet at all.
Nathan, you're gonna have to rewatch the episode. You already missed the T, buddy, in the beginning.
Yo, she looked like she was in shape. I'm talking about Benija from Unrivaled hitting the game winner and scoring 23. She looked like she was in shape, like she'd been in the gym.
Yeah,
like she was ready for this call. She looked like that. She got the rebound and went down the court, hit a little midi. I said, oh yeah, she's ready to play.
They told her they said they told her to just, because you know, showing her the plays and stuff, they just told her to shoot. They was like, when you open, just shoot. And that's what she did.
Like, yeah, I gotta go back and watch the second half. I gotta go back and watch the second half for
Me
sure.
too.
What else? I've been saying. I think that's all I've been seeing about this. But
shout out to UConn. I mean, let's end it with shout out to UConn. They did what they had to do.
That's it. No, definitely. And this doesn't. They did, and this does not take away from what we talked about last week about the powerhouse. Like, this is still. It's not like they won a national championship. Like, that conversation is still there. Like, they had a great Sunday, but now you got to build off this great Sunday against South Carolina and take this into the rest of your Big East games, into the tournament. Like, you should not lose another game until you get until March Madness. Low key, like, seriously, you shouldn't lose another game. Like, they should not. But
I will say if they play the way that they played on over the weekend, if they play like that for the rest of the tournament, I think that they will upset a few people. I do believe that.
Oh yeah,
it has to be where Paige is not the only one. Paige and Sarah are not the only one doing it. Like, it has to be a full committee win, like with everyone included. And if people are hitting shots like they did this weekend, then this team could be dangerous in the tournament for sure.
And this is the thing, like, this is just human nature. Like, your focus will go down when you're not playing South Carolina, when you're playing these other teams, and that's what they cannot have. Like, Gino gonna have to, like, whatever he does in his years of coaching, like, this is the intensity y'all gotta have forever. Y'all can't just do this only against South Carolina because you don't want people talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta bring this all the time. I will say this thing before we move on. South Carolina is definitely, you can tell they're really missing Camilla and Ashley. And I see a lot of people didn't forget that she was even on the squad, like, but they missing that. They didn't have that intensity. They didn't have nobody like check them, like Lo was saying. Like, that'd have been a great player to check them on Sunday.
I mean, that's why they're getting beaten in the paint. That's why teams are out rebounding them. They don't have that interior presence, honestly. Joyce Edwards is great, but she's unfortunately not there yet. And I mean, I definitely believe they should get there. And I mean, I've even tweeted this, and I've even told you guys this. Like, I think when it's all said and done, Joyce Edwards can put her name next to Asia and Aaliyah Boston is like one of the top bigs in South Carolina history. I just think that she's that talented, she's that good, but unfortunately, she's not there yet. I mean, I think that she can definitely get there. Sanaya Fagan in a way is also undersized as well, so that's going to be one of the biggest issues that they have is like their interior presence, especially without Ashton Watkins and now Camilla now being in the pros. I mean, we even saw it in the Texas game where they were going up against like Taylor Jones, like Kyla O'Daycare. You know, they were just dominating the inside. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest issues, honestly. Now, can they overcome it? I definitely believe that they can because South Carolina's that good. But teams are going to look to pound the ball inside and dominate on the inside just because they know that they're not as strong underneath the basket as they used to be.
Absolutely. I agree with all that. We're going to move on to this, to JuJu beating the shit out of, I won't say beating the shit out, but JuJu had a historic, was it a Thursday night against UCLA, 71-60. She had 38, 11, 5 assists, 8 blocks. I don't know what the steal she had, but she had a historic night. If you have not watched that game, definitely go watch that game. It was like two coaches trying to find a way to lose the game. UCLA was guarding JuJu 1-on-1.
With 5'4" London Jones.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, Like I did not understand it. So you're behind the 8 ball at that point. Like you're
Hello,
losing the game.
hello,
Now.
real quick,
You know what I'm saying?
real quick, low.
Go ahead.
Why do you think Kiki didn't accept that matchup? I'm going Ju.
Well, it could be multiple reasons. She could have said that she wanted to, because they need her to score, which she didn't really.
No,
but
she didn't.
They might have needed her energy on the offensive end. But she knew she was going to get cooked. It didn't matter who, it didn't matter who they had in front of her. They should have doubled. I don't know why they weren't doubling the entire game. Like JuJu was the only. I guess I'll just start. JuJu was the only one on USC scoring. Like so, when I went back and looked at the box score, outside of JuJu, so I think JuJu was 12 for 26. So she shot. Let me just rewind. So like
12 for 26,
said,
6
right?
for 9
Like
for
Jay
3.
said, 38 points, 11 boards, 5 assists, 8 blocks, and 1 steal. And again, for all my mathematicians out there, specifically the Uconn fans that love to talk shit about her efficiency, let's do some math, okay? 6 for 9 from deep. That's 66%, friends. 12 for 26 from the field. That's 46%, friends. And so the fact that she was able to
8 from
shoot
10 from the free throw.
Right. The fact that she was able to shoot 46% from the field when everyone in Galen, hell, everyone in LA knew who the ball was going to. I'm disgusted with UCLA's defense. I'm absolutely disgusted. Like, it's no way that you let her single-handedly beat y'all. Like, again,
No way.
Outside of Judea, the entire starting 5 collectively, take JuJu out, the other 4 players made 7 total shots the entire game. The entire game. That
entire game,
18 to 19-year-old single-handedly took down the number 1 team in the country. So when y'all talk about JuJu, y'all can talk about her shots. Y'all can talk about a lot of shit, but guess what? Y'all fave's not doing it, bro. She single-handedly beat this UCLA team.
She did.
Hang on, low, real quick before you keep going. I'm gonna let you know this too. She did it in front of Kevin Hart. She did it in front of Cheryl Miller. She did it in front of Monica Wright, USC legend, aka Sanaa Lathan. She did it. She's doing it in front of stars. Let y'all know. Let y'all know, man.
But they told me she didn't. They told me she didn't have motion, Nick. That's what they told me. They told me that sophomore in LA did not have motion, Nick. That's what they told me. In fact, she's the first player with at least 35 points, 5 blocks, 5 assists in a game in the last 20 seasons across D1 basketball. So again, when y'all talk about Judea, she's different, okay? When y'all talk about JuJu, we're talking about a generational talent. We're talking about someone that stepped into college basketball with immense expectations on her and is exceeding each one of those. And again, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The last 4 or 5 games, she's played absolutely terrible. She shot the ball terrible, but the entire USC team has shot terribly. And we said because of fatigue, just not making shots. It could be a number of reasons why they shot terrible. So I'm the first one to say I apologize, JuJu and USC, because I thought it was nobody y'all was gonna win this game. I absolutely thought
we all picked UCLA. That's a crazy thing,
right? I thought it was absolutely no way. And I will say I thought JuJu would be special because it's just the law of averages, right? She's been trash for 5 games. You're going to play. It's the battle of LA. Like eventually your shot is going to fall. You put too much work into your shot for it to not fall. Eventually it's going to fall. So I kind of figured she would at least have a decent game. I was just worried about her teammates stepping up. And my worry was correct because they did not step up. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't step up. JuJu was just that good. And so I mean, what else can we really say? I mean, what can we really say?
Shout out to my guy Kev, the USC fan. you know, we rock with Kennedy.
Right.
She didn't have no good game on Thursday, but she's still that truth though, for sure.
She's still impactful. I mean, she has to do it on both. I mean, she has to defend the best guard on the perimeter every night. So, and I want to say this about that. Like, people don't realize, again, go back and watch tape on Kennedy. Like, she can score the basketball. She is just tasked with being the best defender on that team. So because she has to guard them for 35 minutes, it takes away from her offensive abilities. So I think next year when Jazzy comes in and more help comes in, I think we'll see Kennedy kind of step into that scoring role a little bit more. But until now, it is what it is. I want to say one more thing before I pass it to you, Nick, about the Bruins over there at UCLA. Lauren Betts, another double-double, 18 points, 13 boards. But honestly, she could have ate more. Like, they don't pass her the ball. And it honestly pisses me off. Like, she shot 13 times. Nasty. Especially because Rhea Marshall, the starting center for USC, was in foul trouble the entire time. Also forgot to shout out Clarice. Bro, hooping. Like, she literally was a game changer. You put your starting center on the bench and you come in and you hold what's up, BA? You come in and you hold the National Player of the Year to just 18 points. That's not bad for somebody that doesn't get a lot of clock. Like, she was doing her big one down there in the paint, and JuJu, of course, with great help side defense. But again, London Jones, she shot 3 for 10 from the field. Kiki Wright shot 4 for 10 from the field. I mean, that's just not cutting it. When you're a top team in the country, it's just not cutting it. You're big. You're big. The top 2 National Player of the Year with Lauren Betts only getting 13 touches is nasty. Did y'all not learn from last year? It's not. That was perfect. It's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so Wiley, man.
You can't tell me Wiley is not the perfect fit for this job, bro.
Right. Too ready for it. Like, how'd you even know I was gonna say that? But anyway, too ready for it. But yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to you, Nick. But y'all not fucking with JuJu.
Man,
JuJu Watkins, man. I've been going back and forth, honestly, man. Like, I think she's probably one of the more brightest young stars to play in LA since what, like Kobe, Candace,
Magic.
I don't know any other.
No, I'm just with you. Probably Kobe. Yeah, no, for sure.
Obviously, Cheryl when she was in college too. Special talent, honestly. Like,
hey,
like I said,
she got 3 billboards now getting put up in LA.
Literally,
bro. She's 19. She's 19 years old.
Hadn't even played pro yet.
Don't y'all be talking about no goddamn motion when it come to JuJu, man. Y'all, she on State Farm commercials, man. What we talking about?
Like I said, got Kevin Hart pulling up the game, Snoop Dogg. Cheryl Miller's probably been to more USC games than she's been over the last, like, probably 20, 30 years, if we're going to be real.
No, the last 2 seasons for sure.
No, for sure. I'm like, damn, Cheryl pulling up again? I bet.
But she also said, I want to just throw this caveat in there. She said that before JuJu got there, basically the staff or the people around USC weren't as friendly to, like, the alumni in regards to like taking care of them. And then when Coach Gottlieb got in there, she said that, you know, the culture changed there.
Oh, that's good.
That's a positive thing out of Coach Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay for that, for sure.
Right.
But let's just call it what it is. I mean,
go ahead.
JuJu just single-handedly dominated this whole match. I mean, it's like I said, I definitely predicted UCLA to win. I thought that they just had the better all-around team, and obviously they've shown it all year. They were ranked number 1. USC, you know, like, even though they do have JuJu, but they've been having struggles as far as, like, you know, building chemistry and everything. And then, of course, their travel schedule definitely plays a role in that as well, why they've been playing so sluggish and why they haven't been playing at their best. But I also told you guys as well, like, the nice little rest that they got between the Ohio State game and the UCLA game, I feel like
that helped a lot. They needed it.
Definitely, because they definitely came out with more energy, or JuJu came out with more energy, and she was just everywhere, honestly. I mean, it's not even just the scoring though. Like, the one stat that stands out to me has got to be the 8 blocks. Like, it just shows how well JuJu was just playing on the defensive end. Her help side defense was just spectacular in that matchup. Just being a leading factor on both ends of the floor, honestly. I mean, that's what stars do. Like, that's what superstars are going to do. They're going to bring the effort on both ends of the floor. There's one play in particular, and I sent y'all the clip. It was a play early in the first quarter. I think it was London Jones guarding JuJu. JuJu had, like, fell on the floor, kept her dribble, got back up, knocked down the 3. I was like, nah, this is different right here. But
yeah,
I don't really have a lot to say, honestly. I mean, JuJu just had a spectacular all-around performance, honestly. I saw people saying, oh, she should win National Player of the Year just based off of that game. Like, I'll be real, it is probably one of the more impressive games that we've seen in college basketball this year, but I can't give her that, you know, like, that's just my opinion. I mean, she's definitely
that rough stretch she had kind of, like, fucked up the National Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying?
Especially just playing like Iowa and then other teams as well. But I mean, JuJu is always going to be in that conversation, anyways. Honestly, but
absolutely, she probably third on the list. She probably third on the list, you would say, right?
Yeah, I'll probably say Hannah and then Lauren Betts, top 2, and then JuJu's probably number 3 right there. Tonight might be number 4. That's neither here nor there. But
and Goggles is number 5, not Paige. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't nobody respond to that.
Y'all think, would y'all say this was JuJu's best game, or you think the 51 against Stanford was?
I'm going with this one. This one is a better all-around game, honestly. When you talk about not even just the scoring, but the playmaking as well. The playmaking, and then on top of that, the defense as well. Like having 8 blocks alone, and then on top of it, she had like 38, I believe, in this matchup. To me, this is the best game. I mean, I know that 51-point game.
I've been going back and forth. I didn't even know one of y'all was going to ask this question. I've been back and forth with myself, and like that 51-point game against Stanford on the road as a freshman, I just put it above this one, the last one, just because. And it wasn't like it was a blowout. Like they needed all 51.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? And they needed all 51 on the road.
Like 65, 66 points, something like that.
Yeah,
so
like
she scored about 85% of the points, or maybe more.
Yeah, like they needed. With her being a freshman on the road, and that was a good Stanford team. I think it was like ranked 4 at the time. But if you put this one or that one, they 1 and 2 for sure. You know what I'm saying? And college performances in the last. I mean, I know people. I mean, I forget about Caitlin had a good year, but them 2 performances alone, man, that shit was a sight to watch, man. Like it's just to see her being 18, 19, you know. So,
I'll be real, Jay. I'll be real quick. Like that was the game. I think after that game, Kiki already pretty much like decided to go to USC. She's like, oh hell no.
Yeah, I can't do this. I can't.
That was in February.
No bull though.
Facts.
That's just so funny. Before we move on. Does this change how y'all feel about UCLA? I know before, including us, a lot of people got UCLA being the one of the 3 locks for the Final Four. Is UCLA still a lock for y'all after that performance, or it's just a loss to USC?
I think they should still be a lock, honestly. I mean, they've been playing pretty well all year. I mean, I think that was probably one of their biggest tests, honestly, because I mean, it's like we said. I mean, outside of like South Carolina, like who was like one of like the other top teams that they played this year outside of South Carolina. So I think that was just another test, honestly. But I mean, even aside from that, I mean, I think UCLA has been playing really good. Well, not even just Lauren Betts, but you could talk about Kiki Rice, London Jones, Janiah Barker. You know, they've been playing exceptional basketball. But they do need to adjust. Like, I don't understand how they're still having trouble feeding Lauren Betts the basketball. Like,
that's how they lost in the tournament last year.
Exactly. Like, she should be the one that you guys are running everything through, honestly. Like, I look at Lauren Betts as a cheat code because she's literally a matchup nightmare. Like, you can't defend
6'7", yo.
And she's got tremendous size. She's actually a really great low post scorer. She's great at establishing position. Like, I don't know why you guys don't utilize and use her more than the way that they do. Now, look, even though like they've been having trouble getting her the ball, she's still having a great dominant season. But if they're going to get far in the tournament, at least Final Four, even getting to the national championship, you got to put emphasis on getting the ball to Lauren Betts and running everything through her. Is that coaching? It could be. I would assume that Corey Close is saying the same thing that I'm saying. I would assume. I mean, clearly that's your best player. You should run everything through her. But I don't know, honestly. Maybe they want more opportunities for Kiki to get going, even though, I mean, Kiki can be a good scorer. She doesn't really score a lot, but, you know, maybe they're just looking to find. I mean, because I'll be real. I mean, UCLA also has really good ball movement, and they have really good playmakers on their team. So maybe they want to utilize more of the perimeter shooting and everything. But I feel like you could open up way more opportunities if you do give the ball to Lauren Betts, because Lauren Betts is going to draw multiple bodies anyways, just because you have to put them on her. Because if she's going one-on-one, she's going to score almost every time. So that's going to open opportunities for a London Jones or a Kiki Rice or whoever, honestly. So that's just my opinion. I feel like if they're going to get far in the tournament, you got to move and run everything through Lauren Betts.
I agree.
I don't think it. I mean, I go back and forth for UCLA, like I've been saying all year, and I know it sounds like a cop out, but it really just depends on what region everyone ends up in. If it was based on the prediction, the 16, seeds that they predicted, if that is accurate, they will make the Final Four. If that is not accurate and they're switched to another region, it's a chance that they could lose. Like the thing is, in order for them to get to the Final Four and or win a championship, they have to have elite guard play. And they don't have that consistently. And so all it takes is for Kiki and London to have a bad game and they're done, because we know that they don't pass the ball inside enough. So
they don't.
That's why I'm a little bit worried about them. I don't think this loss is like huge, like, oh, USC took down the monster, the big bag wolf and the undefeated team. Like, it's a loss, not that big of a deal. But long term, like, you really have to look into it. Like, if our guard play isn't good, we are a very beatable team.
Mm-hmm.
Have no answer for, most team has no answer for Lauren Betts in the middle. But outside of that, like, what else do we have? She can't win every game by herself.
This is very true. You're gonna get out. You're gonna get knocked out real quick if you don't get that 6'7" lady a damn ball. At least in the tournament, she got to touch the ball 25 times at least.
The thing is, she's a good passer. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
all right. So the thing is, like, even if she doesn't have positioning to take a shot, she'll pass it back out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a great passer. She had 8 assists like a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Dead ass. Man. We're gonna move on from there. I just said we've been talking, but it's been so much that happened over the weekend. Real quick, man. Texas beat LSU on Sunday as well. And mind you, that wasn't the best game in our slot. I ain't gonna hold you. The best game in our slot was North Carolina versus North Carolina State.
I got that game.
But Texas beat LSU 65-58. I felt like, again, LSU just, first of all, what's her name? Madison Booker. Man, every time I look at her, she was 1 for 14 at one point on Sunday.
She missed her first 11 shots.
Yo, when I finally got back to the game, I was like, 1 for 14. What the fuck is going on?
And that's why I sent that tweet out. I should have told Wiley to pull it up, but that's why I sent that tweet out. My tweet says something. I'm paraphrasing, but it says something like, it's very interesting that Madison Booker gets a lot of grace for these inefficient nights, but other players do not get that same grace. If you go back and look, and the thing is, for the most part, she is consistent and efficient, but she's been having, against ranked teams this year, she has been having a tough time. Like, she has been shooting terribly. And it's interesting because like, the broadcast, they're all over her, like, she's so great, she's doing this,
she's shooting 8 for 10 or something.
Literally, bro, on 2 occasions I literally had to go and look at the box score because I'm like, it's no way that they're watching something I'm watching. She's literally not hitting nothing. Like, she's just flat out missing. And the thing is, it's makeable shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shots that she can usually hit. So I don't know if it's a bad stretch. I don't know if it's how they're defending her. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it seems like when she plays teams that aren't ranked, she goes off. But when it's against ranked teams, she kind of gets quiet and kind of goes under the radar. But one thing I will say about her is, even when her shot isn't falling, she does other things to win games. And that's what I do like about her. That's what makes you a good player. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how you see her maturation from last year to this year. Last year, she would hang her head a little bit and not really get involved much in the other things. But this year, you see her rebounding, you see her playmaking, you see her putting her head down and going to the basket. And I will say, in the Texas, for Texas overall, they shot 100% from the free throw line. They were 21 for 21. I mean,
he was 10 for 10.
I was gonna say that's great. I think that Rory, I've been hard on her as well. Only had 10 points, but hit 2 tough middies to win them that game in the fourth quarter. So big win for Texas. And I know I've been hard on Texas saying I don't believe in them, and I still don't. However, this is their 3rd win over top 10 teams in the last 7 days. So they beat Kentucky, South Carolina, and LSU within the last 7 to 10 days. So
they did. I feel like I've watched a lot of I won't say a handful of Texas and LSU games, and they just don't. They're not a team I'm scared of in a tournament. If they're in my bracket, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course we got a game plan for them, but I'm just not afraid. There's something about both teams. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I'm not sold on them at all. For people trying to pick them for like Final Four spots.
So right now you still got South Carolina as the best in the SEC.
Yes.
Okay, I ain't mad at it.
No, I still do. When it come down to like, all overall with coaching and the players, I feel like now it is that loss to Uconn for South Carolina was bad, but I still feel like in a tournament and then March Madness, the big tournament, like I still I still like SC over LSU and Texas if they play each other again for sure. But I just don't. Nothing about my fault. What'd you say?
No, I said I agree.
Yeah, just nothing about them. Watching them play, like they're not bad teams. I don't mind where they're ranked, but they just don't. Nothing about them says anything like, oh man, they're dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't. They play well, but nothing jumps off the screen for me. How about you, Nick?
Just overall thoughts on this game. I'll be real. LSU collapsed. I mean, they got outscored 21-9 in the fourth quarter, and they were winning for most of the game. Like that was a game that they should have closed. But I will
give them won
credit.
that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like they definitely should have won that game. But I will give them some credit because one thing that stood out to me was like, because I mean, I give credit to Texas bigs a lot because I mean they definitely show up and they always show out, especially on both ends of the floor, especially with rebounding and defending. And I got to give credit to LSU because they definitely did accept that challenge. I like what Anissa Barr was doing, establishing an inside presence, scoring in mid range. He had 15 points and 20 rebounds in that contest. But like I said, I mean, I think one of the biggest things were, the Texas bigs, like Taylor Jones had a strong performance. Shout out to Justice Carlton. She also had a really great performance starting as well. Kylo Daker as well. So to me, like, I'm just so big on them because like they bring a certain presence that it may not always show on the stat sheet, but you feel their presence, especially when they're protecting the basket, and especially when they're scoring inside. And I think that plays a huge role in Texas' success. We can also talk about the guards. One thing that I noticed last night as I was watching the game is, because Rory coming into college, she was such an exceptional scorer, and I think she doesn't have that same lift in her shot. And obviously, the injury does play a role in that.
Absolutely.
And it may take her like maybe another year or so, maybe less than a year until she comes back in full form. But I was just thinking, I'm like, man, like before the injury, like Rory was like a really good scorer. And I'm not saying it's a bad scorer now, but she's definitely not as strong on the offensive end.
It's a big difference.
No, definitely huge difference, honestly. And then Madison Booker. I'm sure everybody like me, like y'all were looking forward to that matchup with Madison Booker and dang, I just lost her name. Michaela Williams for LSU. Yeah, so that was one of the biggest matchups that I was looking forward to. And I want to say this is probably the first time playing each other, isn't it? I think it is, or maybe second or third. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I mean, it was definitely my first time watching them go head to head. But one thing I noticed, and I mean, I definitely agree with you, Lo. I mean, Madison, I've already been saying that she's been a streaky scorer for a while now.
You did say that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but she does have her inefficient nights. I mean, we can go back to South Carolina game, the first matchup. Well, she shot like 3 for like 18, 19, something like that. Even in the second matchup, she didn't shoot the ball well. Like I said, in this matchup, she missed her first 11 shots. She didn't even. I don't even think she scored in the first hour. Maybe out some free throws, but she didn't even get her first field goal until like the third quarter.
Right.
And I mean, I think that's definitely going to have to. She's definitely going to become more efficient, especially once the tournament comes around, because that's definitely going to play a role in how far Texas does get in this tournament. And then Michaela Williams as well. I think she shot like 7 for 19 in this matchup. Both of them are eerily similar, but slightly different in a way. Like, I feel like when it comes to just offense, I feel like Michaela's slightly better just because I feel like she's more comfortable getting into her shots and everything. Not saying that Madison isn't, honestly, but I feel like Michaela just is slightly more more efficient. But I will give Madison the edge when it comes to, I think, ball handling and playmaking. And I think that she's clearly shown that throughout the year, especially last year when Rory Harmon went out with the injury. But both of those players are two players that people need to look out for, especially as their careers progress, honestly, because they both could be in contention for National Player of the Year or even SEC Player of the Year, honestly. But overall, great win for Texas. I predicted that they were going to come out of this matchup. LSU, that was a very disappointing loss, honestly, especially when you were winning for most of the game and you were up double digits. I mean, you allowed Texas to go on 2 runs. Like I think Texas went on a run like in the second quarter before the half, and then also in the third quarter as well. The lead. So that's definitely a disappointing loss, and I really want to see where they bounce back. Honestly, the way that they bounce back, because losing a game like that, especially on the road, is not a good sign.
No, it's not. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else about them, man. Y'all got anything else about that game? Honestly, it was a boring game. I will say it was boring. It got interesting in the fourth quarter, but it was a snooze fest at first, for sure.
I didn't watch most of it. I had to go back and watch. It was so boring. I had to turn it off.
Yeah, it was so boring. And then when like North Carolina and NC State was lit. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching that. But man, we're gonna talk about this 1-on-1 tournament, Unrivaled free agents, and get the hell up out of here. If y'all don't know about now, Phee won the 1-on-1 tournament. Do you say 1-on-1 or K-Dot was
It's
talking about this on
1-on-1.
Twitter? Yeah,
It's
I'm like, hey,
1-on-1. It's not
yeah,
one
it's one on.
one. Like,
It's
come on.
1-on-1.
You can't change the
It's
term.
1-on-1. God damn it! But Phee won. A lot of people saying that shit was rigged. Well, how y'all feel about it? Was it rigged, or she really just go out and win that shit?
She won that shit, man. Like, give credit to Phee. It's like I said, Fee's been playing at a different level. My initial pick was Rakia to win, but once Rakia
Me
went
too.
down, I knew that Phee was going to come on top. And also, I mean, I even tweeted this out last week. And I also saw that I can't remember. I think it was the Mystics page that featured my tweet.
Oh yeah, I sent it
shout
to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaliyah Edwards, man. Aaliyah Edwards, I didn't see her making it to the finals, most
Me neither.
definitely. But just watching her confidence, just going up against like a lot of these top players, like I said, it's like I said in the tweet, like she's one of the younger players in this league, and for her to go up against Stewie and win, for her to go up against Enrique and win, and then other players, like just showing that confidence was just really incredible to see, honestly. And even against Phee, like she won one of the matchups against her, so she showed that she belonged in this rivalry, and then of course in this 1-on-1 tournament. But Phee ended up winning. I think Phee won fair and square. I know that it might look bad from the perspective of she's one of the co-founders and she's getting the money, so she's pretty much getting some of the money that she invested into the league. She's just getting that back, honestly. But
Do you think they should change it where they? Do you think they should change it where, since her and Stewie are co-founders, that they shouldn't be able to participate moving forward?
I will honestly
Dan,
say no.
Was that brought up? Was that brought up? Damn,
Well, if they don't participate, then people can't bitch about her fixing it. I think it's ridiculous that it was fixed. Do I think the officiating was terrible and they could have called more fouls? Absolutely, but I think the officiating was terrible.
Phee was definitely physical.
He was the second best player in the WNBA last year, so I'm not sure why it's so shocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure why it's like, oh, it's rigged. She fixed it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
More
so we lost 12-0.
Literally.
Right. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just I think it's more to talk about. I think it was a slow news day. Like, it's not rigged. Stop, bro. Stop.
Yeah.
What is the benefit of them rigging? Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't want her to win because they were going to hear the bullshit about her rigging it. Like, come on, dog. Stop.
Absolutely. For sure. Man, anything I want to change, I will say one thing. My one change I would like to see is, and Kyle has said it in a post game interview, like they need to have the bigs versus the bigs and the guards versus the guards or some shit. You got to figure that out because you can't be that gets boring at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the guards are gonna do is start trying to shoot threes now because they know damn well they can't go inside on the bigs. And then the bigs is gonna do what they're gonna do. So that's one thing.
They have all the guards playing all the guards, and then that person, the guard wins, and then the bigs play the bigs, and then it's one big that wins. So it's gonna be two winners. Like, how does that work? You know?
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Honestly, like maybe they could do like a bracket, like kind of like a tournament. Like you have like different regions. Like you got a region of the guards, small forwards, I don't know, power forward, center, I don't know, like something like that, and then like just make a whole bracket, and then like whoever are the last two teams standing out of their region or whatever, they face off. I don't know, something like that. Maybe.
But it could still be a big and a guard at the end of the day, though.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. So I mean that does kind of hurt it, but I don't know.
That's like the only big thing. I know Nick.
Unless you're doing two prize money, winners, then that's the only way you'll be able to really separate the guards from the bigs, because it's gonna come down to it probably still being a guard and a big.
I still don't understand this most points here from the AU, so I'm not even going to agree or disagree. I'm not even going to agree or disagree on that yet. Let me do my research on that. But I know Nick said this right away. He was like, they shot clock is low as hell. Was it 7 seconds? 8 seconds? Like,
I was realizing that it was like as soon as they check the ball up, they shooting, and I'm like, why are they shooting so fast? Like, and then I realized there's only 7 seconds on the shot clock. I'm like, that's not enough time.
That's not. As soon as you check the ball, that's 2 seconds gone right there.
Right.
Literally.
Look, Trey talking about they just need to be able to do 3 dribbles. I'm like, they only have 7 seconds anyway. Like, that ain't enough time anyway. Like,
yeah, that's not like you gotta. I enjoyed it a lot. I would say that I enjoyed the 1-on-1 tournament a lot, especially after they started figuring out how this was gonna go. They was figuring out how to like rest and everything like that. I do know one thing they need to change is if you shoot a 3-pointer and you get fouled, you have to shoot 3 free throws.
Yes.
1 free throw equals 3, No.
Nasty.
If you're gonna have them shooting free throws when they get fouled, you can't do 2 for 1, 3 for 1, shit like that. You
Make
cannot
them
do
earn
that.
it.
Yeah, you got to make them earn it because they know they're going to shoot one and they make it. That's 3 points for them. That's not. I don't like that at all.
How about no free throws at all? Like if you get fouled, just check it up.
Yeah, that's it. But I'm wondering if they're doing free throws for time.
They're gonna keep fouling them.
Yeah, so
That's
you gotta do that.
If you get fouled twice consecutively back to back, then you get a free throw. So in the first foul, you don't get the free throw.
Yeah, so you can't.
But it's their way of controlling it, so the person not just fouling. Because Skylar was literally fouling, like she was just bear hugging them every time they would go down low, and she was literally the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why they got to put a. I'm glad they did put a penalty on that because people would have just been doing that the whole time.
Yes, and it would take it too long. This is live TV, man. They got time spots. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep this shit going. So I understand the free throws, but it has to be worth one. It has to be like that. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. And I know we don't want the games to end on a free throw, but man, if they gotta shoot 3 free throws, let them shoot 3. You know what I'm saying? Like I would respect a little bit more. Like they made all 3 of them. Shit, that's game. You know what I'm saying? But that's like one big change in the shot clock for sure.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't mind if they brought like a king of the court style play in Unrivaled, where it's like you got like a group of people and it's like 1-on-1 and like the first bucket that scores keeps the ball, then the next person comes up.
I do like that, but that's still like, would it matter because you're going against bigs and shit like that? Will it still be the same complaint? But I do like that.
I mean, it'll be the same complaint.
It would,
especially if it's like Phee going up against like I don't know Courtney Vandersloot or whatever, and she's just bullying her way to the rim.
No, that ass. You got to definitely put some shit in there. But yeah, I enjoyed that shit, man. What she win? 200K? Phee did.
Mm-hmm. And then her teammates win too. 10K, and then Aaliyah Edwards won. What they say, 75 or 50 or 75.
Oh yeah. So that shit was a success.
I do like that incentive because it makes your teammates want to come and cheer you on.
Absolutely.
It makes everyone just engaged. So I do like the fact that they're giving out money to everybody pretty much.
Yes, I do like that a lot. But real quick, the game started back up tonight. Man, who y'all think gonna win this shit? How think it's gonna end? We got like a month left, and then Unrivaled.
It's Lunar Owls. It's Lunar Owls, man. They're the best team in the league. Like they've shown that they're the best team in the league all year. They by far got the best chemistry, and even Phee was on NBA Today. She was interviewed by Shanae. And she was pretty much saying, like, I mean, we've been practicing even before the season. Like, we had like real like live games, like during like scrimmages and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
So they've been building on this chemistry for a while now, and I think that you see it like on full.
You could definitely see it,
like without question. Honestly, but I'll be real. I don't think anybody else is slowing them down. Probably if a fully laced team, maybe. I know that they just got Benijah. Benijah's a great 2-way player, so maybe that could play a role. I don't know what Vinyl might look like, but to me, like, there's nobody beating the Lunar Owls, if you ask me.
I don't see that shit either. I don't either. But we can move on then, right?
Yep.
All right, look at low. Yep. Out to this W free agency, man. Shit, it's like it's gonna keep coming. But I'm gonna start with Lexi Brown. Got traded to the Storm, and I think LA sent a 2025 third round pick, and they, I think that's what it was. Is that what it was?
I thought they got 2 seconds, but I read
2
it really
seconds.
I don't know.
Give us that, find that for us, Wiley, and then we're gonna keep on going. But how y'all feel about this trade? Lexi going to Seattle.
I'll let Lo go.
I think they gave her away for a bag of Cheetos and some hot fries. It's kind of disrespectful when this is someone that you signed to an extension, but I get it. Like, she has health concerns. And it sucks because she was actually hooping. Like in 2023, she was averaging 12 points. Like even last year when she came out the gate, like she has shown that she has improved and she has shown that she has enough talent to play in the WNBA and get consistent minutes if not start. So it's just unfortunate that she's going through Crohn's. And it's a lifelong battle, you know. So Seattle doesn't even know if she'll be able to play a full year this year. So I think that they're just hoping that she's able to stay healthy. And I hope so too. Like, we don't know her regimen. We don't know what they've put together, the plan that they put together just to make sure that she can play as many games as possible. But if Lexi can stay healthy, I do like the signing. I do think that it gives them another option. You know, Skylar at the 1, Lexi can be at the 2. You probably would slide Gabby to like the 3. So I think it does give them another option for scoring and just somebody who can also run the offense. So I don't mind her. I don't mind her going there at all, actually.
Yeah, I don't mind it either, honestly. I think people have forgotten how good Lexi Brown can be. I think that she's more than a spot up shooter, if you ask me. And I think that she definitely showed, especially in her early years with the Sparks, honestly. It is unfortunate to see her deal with these health concerns over the past couple of years, because I think that when she is healthy, she is very valuable on the floor. And one thing also that I realized, that it seems like Seattle is really trying to build like a real veteran team. I mean, even outside of Lexi, they also got Erica Wheeler as well. So I don't know if they're trying to really gear up to really become like a true playoff contender, but I'm not mad at it, honestly. I do agree with Lo. It's kind of crazy how she got traded for 2 second-round picks, honestly. But I mean, it's also understandable as well. I mean, Lexi has not been the healthiest over the past couple of years, so a lot of people don't really know like what her future may look like in the WNBA. I mean, I know that she's playing at Athletes Unlimited right now, but who knows, what production she'll be able to do moving forward in the WNBA. So if she does stay healthy, honestly, then I think that she could be good for Seattle. But hopefully she will be able to play throughout the whole season, honestly.
Yeah, in 2023, she averaged 12.4 points and she shot 41% from 3.
Exactly. So, she can shoot the ball. And now she also added like her ability to drive to the basket and finish through contact. So she's added a lot to her game. She's not the Lexi Brown that we saw that first got drafted to the league. Like, she's a good WNBA player. She just has to stay healthy. So prayers up to her. It's hard dealing with any type of chronic disease and then trying to be a professional athlete on top of that. Like, I have nothing but respect for her and continuing to just follow her passions and go after her dreams. Like, I'm sure it's hard. And Crohn's is a very painful disease. I have patients that have it. It's very, very painful. So shout out to Lexi.
No, deadass. Shout out to her for sure.
You're not gonna talk about Seattle also against Zaya Cook?
Oh, I was gonna bring that up. Go ahead. Since you brought it up, go ahead. Since you brought it up, go ahead.
I don't think she's a WNBA player, so I don't have anything to say about
her. Hey, look, Nick. Lo brought her up just to shoot her ass down.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear what y'all thought.
Shout out to Zaya. I'm all for players getting opportunities, honestly.
Yes, me too.
It didn't work out in LA. She had that good first game. I don't know if people remember, but her first game against Phoenix, she actually had a good shot. I think she had like 15 points in that matchup. But I mean, I think it's kind of tough on it because she's an undersized guard and she also is a liability on the defensive end. So I think that's gonna hurt her in the in the long run in the W. But hey, I mean, she's with Seattle. I think she's on a training camp contract or something like that. So
yeah, training camp. Yeah.
They don't have a lot of players, so she'll probably make the team.
Yeah, she might actually make the team, honestly. So
they don't have a lot of players.
Yeah, so so shout out to her for getting an opportunity, man. Hopefully this is the right position for her, other than LA.
Yeah, and the thing is, the funniest part about it is going I found out about Zaya her senior year in high school because they used to post a lot of like her mixtapes and stuff online. So I followed her all the way through South Carolina. I was a huge fan, huge fan, but I just didn't see her get better. You know what I'm saying? Like the developmental piece did not improve in my opinion. So I'm hoping that she took this time off with, being cut and then playing overseas and now get another opportunity in the W. I hope that, she shuts me up and proves me wrong because she can play basketball. It's just, can you show that you can play on a professional level with the best players in the world? You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully she can. I mean, I wish the best for her. I'm never going to wish ill will towards, anyone that looks like me, period. I mean, that's just what that is. But I hope she does well. I see a lot of talking and not enough development. That's what I see.
I hate that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask her this too because like there's this narrative that has gone around about like guards who come from South Carolina. Like Dawn is not good at developing guards. Honestly, like how do y'all feel about that?
I saw that. Man, I just think it's hard for me to say a coach can't develop players when they keep winning and having turnover. You know what I'm saying? Like you winning national championships. You ain't lost a home game in 5 years till Sunday. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're doing some type of development. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I get it. People, once you get on top, people gonna find any and everything to say something crazy about you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People-
Also, the thing. Go
ahead,
ahead,
Nick.
Lo. Oh, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I'm basically what I was going to say is that I think the reason why people say this is people look at how players like Zaya and Destiny Henderson have, been having trouble, playing the league and of course, getting minutes. Obviously, Destiny's been on like 3 or 4 teams, honestly, on like different like short-term contracts. I think Atlanta, LA, a couple other teams. But people also got to look at Alicia Gray in Atlanta. Look at Tiffany Mitchell now with the Aces. So I can understand, because I'll be real. I mean, the W is a really tough place for small guards, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of small guards, honestly, that don't really get the opportunity. So I wouldn't necessarily base their struggles based on the fact that Dawn can't produce guards, honestly, because I think that's just nonsense.
When she in herself is a guard and was a very elite guard.
Literally,
Like,
one of the greatest point guards in league history.
It's just. I think it's that people have to find something to criticize and critique. I think that's what it is. Because if we're keeping it a buck, at no point in time were Zaya or Destiny Henderson the best players on their team. So why did people think that they were going to go to the WNBA and be good? Like, why did I'm? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm confused with the correlation. At no point in time were they even the second best player on their team. You know what I'm saying? So why did they think that it was going to just, because I went to South Carolina and I got rings that I'm just going to be able to go in the WNBA? No, that's not how it works. Like, it's not a, this isn't rec league. This is the best basketball players in the world. And so I never really got that argument. Like, it just didn't make sense to me because, like you said, Nick, they're both undersized guards. Like, when you're an undersized guard in the league, you have to be exceptional. Like, you have to be like a Hannah Hidalgo type of player, or a Ivory Latta type of player, or a Shannon Bobbitt type of player. You have to be elite, like an elite guard, in order to succeed in the WNBA when you're undersized. You have to realize that Chelsea Gray is 5'8", 5'9". Them little ass guards ain't doing nothing with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think it's disingenuous when people say that, and I just feel like that they just want something to yap about.
That's it. That's all it is. Like, I don't really see nothing. I didn't even get that shit no time of day. I saw that shit and kept on scrolling. I'm not even gonna respond or even give you nothing. I wasn't gonna do none of that. So it is what it is with that. With the small guard. And I'm with you on the small guards. The small guards is just hard shit. And like, it's not like they was the best, like you said, they weren't the best player on those teams. So it's like, how'd you even expect something differently to happen in the W? But I know how people are when it comes to seeing people on the top. That's basically what that shit is.
They see Raven and they because Raven don't shoot the ball, they're like, oh, Dawn doesn't develop. I mean, that's
exactly
really
what it is. That's exactly what it is. Who else? Indiana Fever still cooking up some shit. They got Brianna Turner. Man, I didn't dive into this, but I guess she said something she said about not tolerating racism or some shit. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Nick.
like she was pretty much she pretty much tweeted out like she doesn't like condone like racism and like I think like sexism and other stuff like that. And then of course these fans were all in the quotes say, "Oh, this might not be the place for you." So pretty much you guys are approving racism, bro. Y'all just proved your point. Like she literally said, "I don't condone racism," and y'all like, "Oh, this isn't the place for you." What are we doing here? Y'all like what? Like, come on, man. If I saw something like that,
she has history with Indiana fans because last year when the whole Caitlin Clark and the racism thing was going on, she was tweeting about it, and she was basically tweeting about from a Black person standpoint in America. And how it won't be tolerated, how the fans are acting. So then when she got signed, so that's why people were like, well, why was she signed there? And then, they were asking why was she signed there. And then, so that's when she came on Twitter and was like, did her little spiel, like, I'm not going to tolerate all the isms. And then the people, like you said, were in her quote tweets. I mean, they were nasty. I went in there and looked today. They were nasty. Like, they're basically telling her to shut up and dribble and stay out of Caitlin's way.
Well,
I think she'll be a good pickup for them, though.
So, yeah, I'm about to say, how y'all feel about the pickup, though? How y'all feel about her being on this squad?
I don't think
mean,
she'll
good.
play big minutes, but I think if she plays, I think
Yeah, I mean, she should be
I think
good for the second.
solid.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is
I agree.
Indiana over there, and they not playing with y'all.
They're
Okay,
not playing around, yo. They said we got
Uh-oh.
Kaylin. We're gonna build around her. They're not playing.
quiet as this cat, bro.
They
They
not
probably
playing.
had the best free agency. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
Like,
dead ass, yo.
Yeah, like hell, even with the
Quiet
Dewana signing and stuff, I was like,
Yeah.
I ain't
quiet as
Yeah,
this cat, Indiana has had the best offseason.
And I think
And
this
they
shit
are
gonna
going to
translate from paper to the court.
Listen, I know it's easy to say like, oh, they're gonna make it the playoffs. Like everything looks great on paper, but they're a top 4 team.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna translate.
100%.
Like the pieces look like they're going to translate from paper to the court. Like it looks like that. Like that's the
They're
scary thing
definitely-
because Caitlin been in the gym doing
Correct.
real work, real work, y'all.
And this
Yeah.
and like there's a good and bad thing to this. Like the good thing is I think Indiana is definitely going to be one of the more exciting teams to watch in the league. But the bad thing is we're going to have to deal with these damn fans too again because they're going to be winning. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm not looking forward to, but it's gonna be some good basketball being played. And the thing is, I hate Indiana is such a good basketball country. I hate it to be called basketball country, but it is a good basketball. They know hoops. That's the thing. They know hoops. They love
They got
hoops
a rich
there,
history.
Yeah, they do of hoops on the men and women's side, but it's like y'all are just terrible. Yo, like y'all just enjoy the hoops. It wouldn't even be none of this. It don't need to be none of that, but I'm not gonna get into none of that other shit. But Indiana's really doing their thing, and that's how you build around a rookie or a rookie going to their second year. This is how you build.
Mhm.
This is how you do that shit. But one more thing. Oh, Marina Mabery denied. Listen.
You got to bust my girl up out of there, man.
Listen.
We'll have to kidnap her.
This is what happens when I'm okay with this being denied because listen, you ain't got motion like that to think you're just gonna keep requesting trades all willy-nilly. You didn't want to be in Chicago in the summertime. Guess what? Your ass is stuck in Connecticut in the summertime doing nothing in a real
that's the bad thing.
In a real rebuild, because Chicago could still play for last spot, truthfully. You are still stuck in a rebuild in Connecticut because you don't got
That's
motion
the bad
like
thing
that.
because she didn't see none of this coming, man. She
None
was
of
like,
this.
I'm good
But
out
you
here.
know what? That's on her and her agent because all you had to do
Yes.
look at the damn free agents for Connecticut. Like, of course, you couldn't have known that everyone was gonna leave, but you knew it was a possibility because we were saying it. We were like, bro, what if everybody in Connecticut leaves?
Yes,
You
we
know,
was definitely saying.
So they should have did their due diligence.
No
I
way,
don't feel bad.
Nathan.
I don't feel bad at all for her. She's literally one of the highest paid WNBA players. They
Yes.
cannot get your value back. Like nobody wants to
No.
pay for that contract. Like,
No.
so sorry, sister. You wanted to be a leader, go lead.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Bro. Like,
That's what you
it's
got.
wild to see how things translate though. Like she became friends with Dejanay. You know, so she had AT there, Dewana. Now they all gone, and now you.
Right.
And the thing
Ain't always been your sister.
Yeah, and then the one thing her and her agent dropped the ball on, once you started to see, once that trade happened with AT, you need to be on the phone right now because Dejanay is trying to get the hell up out of there now. What made them wait so long to even do this? Everybody that made moves, all these trades didn't happen. You wait and wait. No, you're stuck. You're stuck. Now you're stuck in Connecticut without no facility at all. You in Connecticut. You're not even about New York. You just in Connecticut.
So not only do you not have a facility, but y'all about to be ass.
Ass.
That's terrible, bro. I feel bad for her, but well.
Oh well.
I mean,
this
like
how I feel about people always demanding trades. Like this is how I feel about in the NBA, man. You don't got motion like that. What makes you think you got motion like that, yo? I saw people on Twitter talking about some Seattle. If Seattle would trade a second pick for Marina, fire the GM.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's
Somebody was saying Golden State too. And I'm like, why would she go to Golden State?
Why? Why would anybody do that for her? She's making all that money. No way, bro. I'm not giving up.
I think she's making more than. I'm crying. I think she actually making more than Asia next year.
Come on, man.
You better stay there and hoop, Marina. Get that money, please.
Yeah, stay right there. Cut it out. You and
I
Tosh.
think she only got one
Okay.
more year, girl. Come on, you got one more year. You be all right.
Yeah, you and
Okay.
Tosh. Yeah, y'all go out there and
I was saying they
be
got Tina
friends
Charles
out there.
out there too. You can learn something.
Hey, man. Do some day trips to New York or some shit. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do I don't know what there is to do in Connecticut in the summertime. So I don't know what to tell you. So that's all the W news I know of. I don't know if any other trades happen. One thing I did want to say before we get up out of here was the Hall of Fame list. If you don't know, I'll write off the men. I'm gonna do the women too, but you got the 08 Olympic team. I didn't know the Hall of Fame do a whole damn team. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know
But
that
you
either.
I did not know that was a thing, yo. The 08 Olympic team, Melo. So Melo can go in there twice, basically. Was he on the 08 team?
Yeah, he was on there.
Kobe was going there twice too.
Kobe will go on there twice.
D-Wade
Let's come up here. Yeah. So you got Danny Crawford, the referee, Billy Donovan, Mark Few, Dwight, Marcus Johnson. If y'all know who Marcus Johnson is, that's Josiah Johnson's father. If y'all know who that is. The dude from White Man Can't Jump. Yeah, the dude from White Man Can't Jump. Jerry Welsh, I don't know who that is, and Buck Williams. But the most important part is the women: Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowles, Sue Bird, and Jennifer Azzi. I think that's how you say it. I do think Maya Moore, Fowles, and Bird will get voted in. I do think they will, on top of Melo and Dwight. Those are my 5 for sure. I don't know what the percentage is you got to get voted in, but that's who I think. How y'all feel about that?
They only pick 5 per year. I didn't know that.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's who looking at that list. That's who I think is going to be picked. I think you got to be voted. I think you got to be like 70% of the votes or some shit to go forward. I think that's what it is. I think. Don't hold that to me, but I do think they're going to be in for sure. I think those 5 should be a lock. So I don't know.
They better have Big Sil. I swear, bro. They better have Big Sil.
Definitely.
They better have who?
Sylvia Fowles. They better have.
Yeah, they better. They better, yo.
She gets overlooked too much. Like Maya Moore, Sue Bird are very, very deserving of the awards too. But these are 2 women that constantly get their flowers. Bro, people play with Sylvia Fowles like she's not one of the best to ever do it. Like, look at the all-time WNBA stats, and Sylvia Fowles is going to be in the top 10 or 12 on all of those lists. In fact, just rebounding, she's top 2 ever. Like, so people have to start putting, more respect on her name. The only player in WNBA history, I believe, to be the four-time Defensive Player of the Year. Like, so yeah. So, and we can even go back to when the WNBA, when she announced her retirement, they did it on the same day as Sue Bird, and like the WNBA didn't do shit for Sil. Like, it was all just focused on Sue Bird. So I just want her to get the flowers that she deserves, because Maya and Sue certainly get theirs for sure.
1,000%. I mean, I'll be real. Like, congrats to Maya Moore, but I still think that, her retirement was definitely premature. That's neither here nor there. But I mean, look, even in the 8 years, you look at what she accomplished, winning 4 titles, getting an MVP, being on one of the greatest dynasties that we've seen in WNBA history. I think Maya has definitely proved herself as one of the greatest scorers to ever do this. So for her to be in the Hall of Fame, that's exceptional. Sue Bird, one of the greatest point guards to ever play, winning 4 titles with Seattle. And then, of course, like Lo said, Sylvia Fowles is one that doesn't necessarily get her flowers, honestly. Like, Sylvia was just a beast on both ends of the floor, honestly. And I wish that people would appreciate what she was able to do. Like, if you never watched Sylvia Fowles play, for anybody that's watching, I'll say go look up her 2017 highlights whenever she won MVP, because she was by far the most dominant player in the league that year. And it was just everything. Like, her low post scoring was spectacular. Her footwork was really good. Like, I would definitely advise her to go watch her, during that year in particular, honestly, because she was dominating. But I agree. I think Sil should be a finalist, honestly. When you look at her resume, it's definitely top tier, winning multiple titles, winning an MVP, 4 Defensive Player of the Years. Like, when you look at a resume like that, there should be no reason why you're not a finalist to get in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. She get disrespected like how like Dwight does.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate how they treat Dwight. Like, because everybody thinks all these jokes and all fun and games, but let's be very clear. Dwight's one of the best 75 players to ever play in the NBA, and I don't know how we can make that list. Like, no disrespect to Damian Lillard, but like Dwight should have been on that list. A lot of people. Damian should be on the list too, but like it's a lot of people. It's like, bro, how didn't Dwight Howard make the list? Like, are we forgetting how dominant he was for a long period of time in Orlando? Like him and Jameer Nelson together. Come on, bro. Like,
he was the best big in the league at one point for like at least like 5
years. Yeah, I was gonna say for years. Like
years, yo.
He was dominant. Like to be honest, outside of Shaq, I haven't seen another dominant player like that. Like
you wasn't getting shit in the hole over there. You wasn't getting shit.
Before the back injuries and shit, like he was like just like a freak of nature. Like his athleticism built with his strength and just his overall dominance. Like y'all play with him so much. Like I know it's funny to make jokes about Dwight and whatever the case may be, but like when we're talking about straight hoops, bro, he's one of the best to ever play. Stop it. Like in regards to like the best 75 or whatever. I'm not saying 75, but, you know,
people were trying to play on his name when this was announced. But don't do that. Don't do that. So he definitely should be in there. But I think those three women should definitely
because he was literally making noise, and people start calling him Superman like Shaq. And that why y'all think Shaq hates that man? Because people were comparing him. I'm not saying that they're comparable.
He came out with that Superman cape in the dunk contest.
But like Charles Barkley said, what the fuck else is he supposed to call the man if he got a Superman cape on his back?
Right.
What the fuck else were you supposed to say? So I mean, Shaq we all know how we feel about Shaq. Like Shaq was one of my favorite players growing up. And if we're just talking about hoops, he's still one of my favorites. But outside of hoops now, it's just like I definitely can't deal with it. But
the hate is just unnecessary though. Like, why you hate that man that much?
On every podcast he's on.
Literally.
It is weird.
It's giving man, really like him another way.
Don't that feeds into the
No, I'm saying from Shaq's end.
I know it does. No, what I'm saying.
That's so much time on a man that you don't like. Like what? It's weird.
Yeah, that is true. Like I don't want to keep talking about him. Like
years. It'd be like 20 years, dog.
Yeah, it's been a long time. That slam dunk contest was a long time ago.
You like 50 seconds, bro? Stop.
No, for real.
And the thing about it is that like nobody will question Shaq is still ranked ahead of him all the time. Like
exactly. No one's ever questioned that.
Like, no one's gonna ever say that, bro. Right. Nobody, bro. Nobody.
And he knew that Dwight. That's how you know Dwight had motion at a certain point in time, bro. Like he really did.
He knew it. He definitely knew it.
Yeah.
Man. Anything else we get up? I ain't got no player of the week, man. I'm sorry. I forgot.
We're going Michaela Blake's. The freshman.
Yeah, Michaela Blake's. That's everybody. That's all.
Michaela Blake's.
Again, 55 points on them people. Set a new freshman record. Beating JuJu with her record. Yeah, she's the one, bro.
Hey man, I watched that game. First of all, she got us watching Vanderbilt. She got me checking out Vanderbilt games. Let me just start there.
Ain't never watched Vanderbilt games until this year.
I swear, she was getting to it. You hear me? She was getting to it, and they needed them points. She was getting to it. She liked that. Is she she freshman of the year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, without question.
Yeah, she definitely is.
I'm sorry, Sarah Strong.
Yeah.
Sorry, George Edwards, but nah.
Yeah, no, it's these back-to-back 50. Well, not back-to-back, but like the second one in like 2 weeks.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
And it's weeks apart. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Vanderbilt. She got Vanderbilt ranked. They're like 23. Yo, what is going on, yo? That's crazy. But
I do also want to shout out of course, Hannah Hildaga. But I only want to shout her out because I read a stat that said she scored in double figures in every college game that she's ever played. That's nuts, dog. That is nuts.
At 5'6".
At 5'6". That's nuts. And last year without Olivia Miles. So a lot of the intentions on you. That's nuts, bro. Shout out to Hannah for sure.
No, for sure. But real quick, I got two players I want to shout out. First, Florida State homer. I got to shout out Omaria Gordon, who scored 34 points a career high against Miami. That was the game when Tanaya Latson was out with the injury. She definitely stepped up to the plate, proving why she's such an important piece of that team. And then, of course, we're doing the Black History thing. I got to shout out Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is Black History, second Black woman to have her own signature shoe with Nike. I mean, you can't ask for anything better, man. So shout out Asia.
Definitely shout out Asia. She had her thing over All-Star Weekend and everything. She was lit. All-Star Weekend. When she was doing the 2-on-2
you gotta watch that 2-on-2. Sister was cooked.
She definitely was.
That was funny. Like,
yeah.
whenever Lloyd sent it, I thought Asia was playing, but I was like, wait, no, never mind. No, she's not playing.
No, yeah, she was like doing the Kevin Hart thing,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as bad. It wasn't bad like the Kevin Hart situation in TNT. But man, great show, Nicholas. Shout out to you, Nicholas, for your I don't know what you call it, a prelude or yeah, whatever it is.
His soliloquy.
There you go. Shout
out
to
to
you,
everybody
man.
that watched, man. Shout out to all the supporters, man. I'm glad that y'all be having our back for everything, man. So
No,
shout
y'all
out to
do. Y'all do, because my mentions was crazy this week with different tweets in the last week or so. Y'all be up in there fighting, man. I love that for y'all, man, because I mute and keep it going.
Me too,
I don't
brother.
even tolerate that shit. I don't even go into that shit. Like I might talk to a few people here and there, but I ain't got time for that shit. But man, yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all the real ones for real, man. It's like 500 of y'all up in here. 555.
555. Hey, they tapped in. I hope y'all
tapped in, man. I appreciate y'all for sure, man. Y'all being here with us. But man, I ain't got too much, man. Shit, y'all know how this is. Show gonna drop tonight on over audio, back on YouTube tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're gonna be back on playback for some more. I don't know about Saturday. I got shit going on, but
is anybody playing this Thursday, or I don't even know.
We'll check on Thursday. We got different stuff, man. Different stuff coming in the pipeline. So y'all know, like March Madness coming around. We're gonna have a bracket. We're gonna have a bracket that's gonna come with prizes and shit like that. We're gonna do watch parties for all the tournaments coming up. So it's gonna be we got a lot of content coming along. Also, real quick, man. I don't know what the fuck Carol Lawson was doing last night, but listen, don't wait that long to call the timeout when you got a team like Notre Dame.
What was it, 17-1 run? 17-3 run?
Yeah, to start the half. It was crazy.
That lost them the game right there. That
lost them the game. So I don't know if y'all ain't watched that. Yeah, it did. It definitely did. So definitely go check them out if y'all ain't see that game. I mean, just watch the first 3 quarters and go from there. But man, I ain't got nothing else, man. I love y'all. That's embarrassing. Yeah, she talked about it, man. I don't want to get into it, but she talked about what happened. It was just like, it's Notre Dame. It's like, ain't really shit you could do about it. Call a timeout before 17. Yes.
That's not a good answer.
Yeah, right. I gotta see y'all the whole press so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, man. We're gonna see y'all.
Follow, subscribe on YouTube.
All that shit. Share it everywhere. Leave comments. And that's how when y'all like and leave comments everywhere, man, that's how we get pushed in the algorithms, so y'all know. And so they know people are actually listening. You drop the comments, you share it, everything like that. So, man, but everything y'all doing, though, we do appreciate that. Y'all always there no matter what. Y'all be in our playback when we're not even on stage. Y'all be in there 25, 30 deep. So,
facts, they do.
They really do. But, man, see y'all on the timeline, man. Peace. Wiley, you know what to do, man. Cut the goddamn music. We get up out of here, man. It's time to go to